and welcome to the Raw Review. We are the Dudley Boys of WhatCulture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Hamflett Michael Sidgwick, here to look back on last night's episode of Raw. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review Raw, but also SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. We do Dynamite pay-per-views, premium live events, we have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a budget quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to review last night's Raw and all the fallout from the Royal Rumble.
Yes, and it's important to lead with that, I think, because WrestleMania is ages away, realistically. Ages. However, the Raw after the Rumble should serve this exact purpose of making you think it's tomorrow, for one thing.
Making you want to think it's tomorrow.
Yeah. And basically beginning the 364-day run-up of making people forget all of Michael Sidgwick's very reasonable critiques of the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Like, this is how it works. Like, the night is presented as being one of the most consequential in the calendar, leading towards the biggest in the calendar. And now, based on last year's evidence, with the later WrestleMania date and the Elimination Chamber still to go, they being WWE, might struggle to keep it as hot as this. But you will remember this. You will remember, like, the huge things that came off the back of the Royal Rumble, WWE's profiling of all the major events of it and whatnot, and how it feeds into everything. The year, you know, the idea of WrestleMania being the season finale of WWE's year is long, long, long gone. Like, even some of Triple H's best moments couldn't rebuild that. That was destroyed once Vince and Pat and Bruce no longer got around the pool and went year to year. But you can certainly keep the WrestleMania season thing in place, the road to WrestleMania and all that branding and stuff. It's nights like this, which is why that still works, which is why it's so effective. This was like, I hadn't even considered it until seconds before we came in the room, and Murray, somewhat cynically, somewhat with a wry eye on things, being like, just the 3 matches. Well, yeah, I hadn't even noticed that or clocked that, because this Raw was so full of stuff off the back of Saturday and leading into WrestleMania that I felt like it fulfilled the brief that 3 matches didn't. We reviewed an Impact that 3 matches and it felt like a crime. You know,
Yes,
against like
point.
what have they done? And I hadn't really clocked this, and he had 3 matches because of the stuff that was stuffed into this one.
I thought I was a little bit appalled watching it. Like, a bit insensitive, I think, at best, that they didn't have a 10-bell salute for Drew McIntyre. I thought that was disgusting. That man got f***ing murdered last night. Dead. He is dead.
Yeah. You gotta laugh.
I mean, it's funny. You gotta laugh.
You gotta laugh.
There's a massive match at WrestleMania that certainly feels huge and personal. There were like 2 other things on the show that I thought were handled quite well in some cases. One of them very. I mean, for a Raw at this point, every single one of these episodes of Raw should function to enhance your interest in WrestleMania. I mean, this did that. I mean, I can watch a wrestling match any old goddamn time. The idea here is to build the wrestling match of the year, or what they want you to think is the wrestling match of the year, and goddamn it, did they do it.
Yeah, the bit where I looked and saw, you know, Roman's doing his big entrance, which we know takes time, but even then I was like 25 minutes left here. What the hell's going to happen? And then, well, we'll get to that. And wasn't exactly the usual start to Raw either, with Bron Breakker stomping around, trashing the announce table. You want to go? To Corey Graves and Michael Cole, flips over the table. Give me a f***ing mic, basically, is what he says. And he says, Adam Pearce, you want to ruin my moment in the Royal Rumble? Get your ass to this ring right now. And there's the rest of the vision being like, leave it, Bron. It's not bloody worth it. No, we're not talking anymore. You want to ruin my Royal Rumble? I'll ruin your entire show. Screw Monday Night Raw. Screw you. And Heyman's like, I'll take it, Bron. I'll do the talking. He says, first of all, this isn't Bron Breakker's fault. This is Adam Pearce's fault. And each and every single one of you know that. You put Bron Breakker number 2 in the Rumble. I've already told you, number 2 is worse than number 1. And if you didn't hear me say it, Google it, bitches. I'm not here to educate you. Plus, Adam Pearce has to approve every single visa for someone to go over to Saudi Arabia. And now he suddenly doesn't know who this masked man is. My ass! My ass! He didn't quite say it like that. But he says...
My ass.
Says, Adam Pearce, this is your fault.
Everyone on the Raw in tribute. ECW, Sarah.
NXT coverage to come, of course.
Oh, man. It's going to be a hard one today, that. We're looking to the future. New NXT champion crowned tonight, but can't help but
Think about the past.
think about the past. Don't be sad that it's over, be glad that it happened.
Yeah.
One way of looking at it, I suppose.
And this is the only podcast in the world that will say that about
Yeah.
Osron.
Bron says, Adam, I'm going to count to 3. Get your sorry ass out to my ring right now. 1, 2, and out comes Pearce with loads of security, obviously. He's not having this. He says, aren't you bored? Aren't you embarrassed enough? Number 2, that's all I hear about. You drew number 2. You're among the first to draw the number. You pulled it out. I didn't draw it for you. You drew it out. The masked man, who's this masked man? I don't know who the masked man is. Truth is, last time we saw a masked man, it was Austin Theory. And I like the way suddenly Bron Breakker says, I'll kill him. But look, you feel like you've been wrong. Do you want me to make it right? Bron, look at me for a second. I'll make it right. I'm going to give you a gift. I'm going to let you keep your job after that piss-poor performance in the Rumble.
Love that line and the delivery of it.
Breaker's like, I'm going to kill him. But Bronson Reed and the gang stop him before he can get through security. And LA Knight's music hits, and he comes through the crowd and twats Austin Theory and Logan Paul with chairs before bailing into the crowd before the Vision can get him.
I thought this was absolutely tremendous. I love that Adam Pearce knows he's in a bit of a fight, but he's good at picking the moments when to needle back because he's not afraid of Paul Heyman, or at very least, he's aware of the consequences, but ready to brave them in his, like, it's a dirty word, but in his position of authority, like on Raw. He believes he's got enough backing, and he, is an ex-wrestler, so he physically believes he can handle himself enough, even if this might end very, very badly for him down the line. And he's able to have fun with it. This is, I said it a couple of weeks ago, but this is exactly where the Vision should fit. They've got, in Austin Theory, a stooge, in Bron Breakker, a potential breakout star, and in Bronson Reed and Logan Paul, like different variants of people that can like do damage in the mid card without ever really threatening the top of the card. So this is the exact sort of feud that Postman Pearce should pick. You don't want him having this level of stroke and power in like the main event picture and undermining people, but really all he's undermining is Paul Heyman with this. He's not undermining Bron Breakker. He's purposely aggravating Paul Heyman, who at this point feels like he must be building a case against Postman Pearce, which feels like it's, like an interesting direction. This, to me, was the good version of a thing we take the piss out of quite a lot, which is wrestlers that only exist in wrestling world. Like, everything stops other than between the hours of, 8 and 10 on a Monday or a pay-per-view. Like, Bron Breakker has raged and fizzed and fumed all the way out of the Royal Rumble arena, and then has to quietly board a plane, put his headphones on and watch a film and decide what he's going to have for his food.
Space in the aisle, so you need to sit down.
Yeah. He's in baggage claim fuming while Zelina Vega's waiting for Malachi Black, all that kind of thing. But you buy it that he has fumed, and he's like, I need to get back to work. I need to get back to work and destroy it. I'll buy that. I'll buy that he is he exists in this world just full of rage, and even the Vision themselves have been he's a ticking time bomb, this guy. You talk about give me an F and Mike. He paid tribute to Scott Steiner by nearly falling on his ass, he was so full of rage. But you sort of bought it because he was losing it, and it's you can get away with that kind of stumbling over and tripping over when you're just that het up. He's always sold that quite well. And LA Knight getting to be the babyface beneficiary of it as he was on Saturday as well. Just nice booking, good TV angle stuff. Enjoyed it.
I don't know what to make of this. And on one level, that makes it more interesting because I don't know what the end game is for what appears to be a Bron Breakker versus Adam Pearce feud when it's been reported that Adam Pearce is just not getting back into the ring ever. So that's interesting. I thought Bron Breakker, if you take it on an individual performance level, is actually really good at seeming like he's ready. He's volatile, ready to explode in fury. I didn't like the give me the mic, god damn it. It was clearly them riffing on Survivor Series 2002. It's obviously nowhere near as cool as saying the F word, so just don't touch it at all. It just makes you look like a more sanitized version of your uncle, which is...
Give me a flipping mic!
Yeah, it's significantly less than ideal. I wouldn't have done the reference whatsoever, but regardless, I think outside of that, which felt a bit contrived and sanitized, Breakker did well here. I'm intrigued about where this actually goes. I won't be numb bored watching the next progression of the angle because it's just where on earth can they take this? But here's the thing. if in fact, right, because it would make sense given the write-off, the reported, rumoured injury layoff time for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker could be a direction. If the idea is Seth Rollins is coming back as a babyface, and it's going to fail. Do you want to know how I know that?
Oh.
Well, it failed 7 years ago, dismally. Seth Rollins has not got any cooler or more credible, really, in the intervening 7 years.
He drives a Cybertruck. And gosses on people.
He is not cool. If they want you to... I just don't know what they're playing with. Bron Breakker is doing things that a generation of wrestling fans have been conditioned to think is cool.
Mm.
He is rebelling against all.
And is he cool?
He's cool.
Okay.
That a generation of wrestling fans since like 1997 have been conditioned to think is cool. He's destroying stuff. He hates authority. He's like doing these sort of action set piece things. Seth Rollins, if the audience starts to think that Adam Pearce, because he's quite sick of the Vision's crap, as he should be, is just sort of enjoying the fact that they are stewing for once, and he might have an idea that it's Seth Rollins. I'm not suggesting that this is the storyline in play, is that Seth Rollins and Adam Pearce having fun at the Vision's expense, but Seth Rollins is getting sort of won over on the Vision. And if he is seen to be being enabled to do this by Adam Pearce, it's not really going to help him as a babyface. So I think if in fact, this make basically the less long-winded way of saying this is that they are making Bron Breakker look cool still, even though he's ostensibly playing a heel. I know they want him as a long-term babyface. I'll get to that imminently. Seth Rollins isn't as cool as Bron Breakker. So if this match does happen, and it's a total caveat, I think it's going to happen. Bron Breakker's going to get cheered in it, is my prediction. And I know that people are going to say, oh, you idiot Sidgwick, Bron Breakker's going to be a babyface long-term and do this long-term. So it's the big 2026, and he's not anywhere close to the main event. In 2025, I was told this was going to happen, so forgive me if I'm a little bit, cynical about it.
Is there a bit of an overlap of, like, the work and the shoot possibly here? You said there was a rumor about the masked guy at the Rumble being Logan Paul.
Yes.
Do you think they're hedging a little bit if Seth's not 100% fit, and then you've got Logan Paul as a heel for Bron as a babyface, and they're just been off the Vision here and now? Like,
they might as well scrap this. They might as well scrap
it.
You
can sort of get out on top, can't you, with the Vision potentially? If
out on the middle.
Out on the middle. That's what everybody's always said.
Well, they've never been on top after the
Get out on the middle.
Never been on top once.
If Seth's not good to go for Mania, Logan's a decent replacement for Bron to pulverize, having like lost patience with everybody, the Vision included.
I don't want to be in the Prime Bottle this year then, if that's the case.
No.
1 year I'll pass. Thanks very much.
He was the most like cheerleader, wasn't he? We're doing this for Bron Breakker, and then, oh bloody hell, like he's already gone. I guess we'll just have to work together, right, guys? Final four, me, it for me. Like there's ways in which you could tether it back if Seth Rollins isn't healthy for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
On the topic of you saying that it doesn't have to be just the Monday, 8 till 10 that Bron's pissed off for going forward. What if Pearce is doing one of his little walk-in? Don't forget to watch Raw tonight, and we've got this match and this match. And then you just get speared as he's doing his little phone camera.
He's so great, man. That'd be funny.
Yeah. What's more, it's God. Yeah.
He's trying to cross the road because he thinks it's a car. It's Bron Breakker going at 23 miles an hour. The badass dog.
So then after this, we get a recap video of the Royal Rumble. And then out comes the Iron Man of the men's match, Javon Evans, to take on a version, at least, of El Grande Americano. Rayo and Bravo are there with him. Evans' shoulder and ribs all taped up. Does well early on, but misses a stinger splash. But he fights back and hits a big dive to the outside. Then gets distracted by, I think it was Rayo. And El Grande hits him with a drop kick on the apron and lawn darts him into the ring post to take us to a break. When we come back, another fight back from Javon. Spinning kick. He gets to the corners as Evans, but sort of springboards straight into a version of the camel clutch. But he fights out of that and knocks El Grande down in the corner. goes to the other corner and hits a coast-to-coast swanton, basically. But as he goes up top again, Rayo distracts the referee. Bravo knocks Evans down, or crotches him at least. And then there's the metal plate being handed to El Grande Americano. When out comes El Grande Americano, the original one. He poses in the aisle, and that confuses everybody, distracts El Grande Americano, allows Evans to recover. He hits a running knee strike and the OG cutter for the 1-2-3.
Fine. Like, I'm not convinced.
Another Mania match being built.
It's Americanos.
Yeah.
Nah, come on, that's
Right, one main event for me, pal.
That's on the middle of that's on the middle of one of Dead Man's spot shows if they're lucky. Like, there was
Dead Man doing any shows WrestleMania week?
At this point, they'd probably give him the keys to Vegas if he wants them.
Just give him night one.
He was going to run a one-man show, but he was like, I want to get my guys booked.
Yeah.
I'll hang up the biker chain for one night and like leave my jokes for next time. Like, I don't think this is...
Sorry, Dead Man and Carrot Top, like, two-man show would be incredible, wouldn't it?
Just another string to add to his bow for his, like, his Booker of the Year award that is impending. I don't think this is the way to book Javon Evans on the main roster. The match was too long for it to...
Way too long.
For it to feel like he's this, like, impact guy. This stuff that is so shockingly brilliant, as in the opponent is shocked by it, that they just get put away, you know? Javon Evans would benefit so much from an old-fashioned Superstars run. They only really give it to monsters now, but you can do it for anyone you want. Like, if his moves are so dazzling and unexpected that he's putting veteran figures away in, like, 3 or 4 minutes, then you've got this, like...
Guy's already wearing kinesio tape.
Yeah. Like, it's...
I mean, I'm told you before, man, he's getting, if anything, I know he's bouncy, he's getting too much height on these cutters. It's like...
Yeah.
Do it what, like, Hamflett makes a great point. You can do squashes with anyone.
Yeah. It's like, this was your kind of standard TV 2026. There's a baseline work rate level match. And
It doesn't have to be.
And I understand this is it.
It doesn't, man.
Like, I'd understand the mindset if this was like 6-7 years ago and some of this stuff was still futuristic, but it's present day-istic. And like, it's just be the best version of that. Like, and that's what Javon Evans was sold as in NXT for the longest time. Yeah. Then they're undercutting him. I don't sense the meaning to, but it's not helping him.
It's just how it goes, isn't it?
It's not helping him. And this Americano stuff is, sorry,
it's
Wilbourn.
The process of normalization is weird. Like, you just come to accept things that are normal, and then no one really starts to question, but why? Why do we have to do it like this? I thought the match was boring, to be honest. There were times when El Grande was in control and the crowd just completely switched off. Like, one of the weirdest things about matches going this long almost for the sake of it, well, almost entirely for the sake of it, really, in this modern era, is that it requires quite a few heat sequences, and you're chasing a feeling that no longer exists. Like, it's more than just the familiarity and how mundane a well-worked, athletic match with exciting moves is. It's well beyond how familiar it is and how much we're spoiled by it and numb to it. It's like there's no such real emotion as like heat in a heat sequence. People aren't like, come on, Javon Evans, get up, get up. No one says that. Save that for
patiently waiting for it.
Yeah, just
not like, come on.
Obviously you have to do long matches at some goddamn point. Save it for the big events and find different ways to get the audience invested in your characters, because watching them just sort of run through the selling mill, the sequence, for like 5 sort of collected heatless minutes, it's just a total waste of time.
It's fitting. It's almost like Wilbourn-esque currently where they're at with the Americanos, because they are just chucking them both out there and going, need we say more? It's like, yes, say lots more. I need more wackiness. I need sort of more interactions that like draw from how on earth we've arrived at this situation where there's basically 4 of them, Jesus, not just, he's out here again. Face it, like, you got to actually try.
You got to try.
Yeah, I agree. There was a video package following that on the Rumble, highlighting some of the stars of NXT, call-ups, Royce Keys as well, I should mention.
Sorry, I know I've just stepped on your dick here. Other than you, is anyone going, God damn it, we never got the Grande Americano payoff?
The Undertaker, maybe?
Yeah. It's not, is it? We've seen Chad Gable come out twice.
When?
At the Royal Rumble and on Raw last night, under the guise of original
Still
El
missed that,
Grande
yeah.
Americano, you didn't miss it, you saw it, and you're playing dumb, and it's, what are you, Dax Harwood? What are you, Malachi Black?
Never say that
Which
to
is
me
it?
again.
Which is it?
Oh, we had a lot of fun on this podcast, but don't you dare compare me.
It's not really hot, is it?
No, this is the problem. The crowd's coming up for it and are loving it and are pissing themselves great. It's none of that.
No, it's old hat.
I assume they're going to not drag this out
It's old
too
mask.
Old mask.
long. Very good.
Not really.
In terms of... I'd be done out on that for days. I least told them old hat, more like old mask.
Old hood. I like it when like say like under the hood. I kind of know a bit more about the business because I call it a hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume this is a relatively short-term way of reintroducing Chad Gable, please.
I don't know, but I'd like them to be a bit more creative with it than this. And there's nothing that the fans are reacting to that suggests that this is working, you know?
I feel like we're done here.
Following this, there was the video package for the Rumble, NXT stars, Royce Keys, call-ups, etc., etc. Then we went to a break. I just mentioned this because it was nice to see Jimmy Uso back. Like, thank goodness for that. And they're doing the tag title match next week with Alpha Academy, of course. And then...
Oh, my God.
After Saturday, I thought it was all over. But hey, AJ Styles is back, ladies and gentlemen. Except, no, he's not. And Gunther's the best. He comes out and does the Styles pose. It's like something you'd write when he was doing his, like, murderer's run in NXT. And you're like, you know what Vince is going to do to him? He's going to make him come out and, like, do another guy's pose that he's beaten.
You should do it every week.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Well, it's class. He goes, whoa. Hey, it's me, AJ Gunther over here.
El Gunther Americano. He'll fix it.
Yeah.
Like, chuck him under the hood.
I want to give a shout out. I'm not sure if it was the same person because it looked like the same font and in the same area. There was a sign that I saw.
Yeah.
I miss AJ and Cena, but not Goldberg.
What a sign.
I think that was the same person who was asking why Kit Wilson wasn't in the Royal Rumble. Good question.
Who wrote your sign, Bret Hart?
Very dry. I enjoy it.
It's good, that.
So, Gunther is cock of the walk. Yeah, does the Styles entrance. Goes to cut a promo. Deafening boos when he tries to speak. He eventually does, though. Just like Bill Goldberg, just like John Cena, AJ Styles found out that when you step in the ring with the career killer, your career and your legacy dies. But as he's speaking out comes AJ Styles' former tag team partner, of course, Dragon Lee. Nice looking suicide dive in there, jumps Gunther, sends him into the post using a Hurricane Rana, knocks him into the timekeeper's area. I'm going to get him. Gunther, no, you're not. Twats him with the ring bell. Sleeper hold on the outside. Leave him, Gunther. He's almost dead. And then he was dead because as he's been sent back into the ring and officials are checking on Dragon Lee, he picks him up by the like bits of his mask. And then I've never seen this before. He put a sleeper on him as he's dangling over the side of the ring.
Doing this before Brody King, 48 hours before MJF versus Brody King is a trick.
Dirty business, that, isn't it?
That is not good.
And then Gunther angrily put his coat on
Not
and
the
left.
first time Gunther is previous for like just taking a little something for himself.
He's one of Gameski's like top soldiers.
He took the Zack Sabre Jr. quote. Not that it was Zack Sabre
Yes.
Jr.'s.
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. who first repurposed like reading Shakespeare to a dog for the pro wrestling audience. Little bastard, Gunther. Kind of suits him though, doesn't it?
Yeah, adds to the appeal of it, doesn't it? You little bastard.
You little bastard.
Did like the visual. Someone, I'll find out who it was, tagged us in this saying like this has got to be this is prior obviously to the show promo to in the main event. Shout out to Initial Drive on X who wrote thumbnail for the Raw review, which is just the limp body of poor Dragon Lee.
You pieces of trash.
Pattern is working. Keep doing it. Gunther returned. Gunther loses the world title, disappears, returns to dominate a tournament with the express goal of retiring John Cena, does it. Comes out and does this upon celebrating, kind of spots AJ Styles, like mouthing off. I'll do it to you too. Does it. Like Dragon Lee is obviously not in the position of retiring, but they have gone to the trouble of kind of like building a group of luchadors that Gunther could one by one decimate, Could they be going to Gunther Rey Mysterio in the next in his retirement career killer talk?
Rey Mysterio seems to get a knock at least every other time he wrestles, if not every time he tries to get back in there. I would love that.
Could you WrestleMania that bitch? Because
That's what I
Rey's
saw people saying on
beloved,
X,
isn't he? Like, he's that good a babyface, Rey Mysterio, and Gunther's in this form as a heel. That might stand up, mightn't it, as a WrestleMania singles match?
Oh, what do you mean? It might stand up. They do crap WrestleMania singles matches on the reg. it would be tits. It would be absolutely tits. I'd love that.
And that's how you get babyface world champion Dominik Mysterio over.
Oh, my God.
That's like, the bridge. He finally comes out to save his father.
Yeah.
Save his father from a post-match beatdown, and then he turns face. I actually love that.
I'm going to avenge my deadbeat dad.
I really liked without loving this. I thought the actual physicality of the brawl was really, really strong. Oh, Gunther, again, his body language, his zest for hatred.
It's in his eyes at the moment, isn't
He just loves it, and I love it for him, and I love it all together. I think Gunther's been one of the best guys to watch this year. He's just happy as a pig in is Gunther, and I love it. It's so great. A heel fundamentally is meant to just love being an arsehole. They're meant to just love it. They're not meant to be edgelords. They're not meant to be like tough guys. They're not meant to be too whatever. They're just meant to like love it. It is their essence, and Gunther loves it.
I was going to say, after your giddiness of reviewing the Gunther AJ match yesterday, I went back just to watch the finish and the speed with which Gunther doesn't go like, Jesus, I'm overwhelmed by my own power.
Yeah, done it again. I will say, this is the second time they've missed a step for me. Like, you know, the hysterical overreaction to Gunther saying tapped out John Cena, he's a bitch. And everyone's like, you can't say that. Like, you've got something with this Gunther character, right? You need to milk it a bit more for me, a little bit, like, because I think the people who come out and oppose him or like stand up to him come across like little whiny bitches, to be honest. Like, hey, you can't say that. It's like, I literally barely said anything. Like, I just said facts, and I've got promo time to build my next rivalry or what I've just done. It's a show. It's an event. He should get really personal with the people he's just bantered off. Like, little bitch was fine, bare minimum. He could barely get his words out. And Dragon Lee's like, you did that to my best friends. Like, grow up, Dragon Lee. Grow up. He's won a match.
He's won a match. That was the
fair
deal.
and square, clean in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
Like, and not just these baby faces who are opposing him just come off as, I don't know, like, whiny or like uppity or, you know, just.
I've got the motivation for how he gets heat with all these luchadors.
No, he needs to start just saying, I know you're only from Luchador Fantasy Booking, you've already done that, let me talk about this.
An extra bit.
It's just come out and say, you know what, just that now, whatever. It's like, you know, I tapped him out like a dog. He tapped out like a dog in there, and it's about time he got put down. His stupid soccer mom haircut. He's like, what is he, 50 years old? Stupid mutt lived too long anyway. Whatever. You know, I knocked him out flat. He would have liked that.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Bang, bang, bang. And then, right, okay, come on. I'll let you, because I'm a fair, rational-minded babyface. Go on, you can talk your stuff. You can put yourself over. Brag about it. But let's not take the piss here. No, you are. And then straight into the ring. Then it just feels like you're less of a little, hey, beat my favorite.
Stop laughing about it.
Yeah.
I'd like
Giggly
Roy Hodgson
Gunther.
to come out and, let's not take the piss here.
No, where you are.
Gunther should choke out The Undertaker. The king of the luchadors.
Brilliant.
Their
I mean, I do
spiritual
like
hero.
that.
And he just gets him in the sleeper. He's come out, you're doing it now on the bike. No, you're old and just sleepers.
Yeah.
Undertaker bleeding from the mouth.
He could do more, couldn't he? On screen. Look, it's taken, you know, it's got his aura, it's got his legacy. He could do it once.
Yeah.
Gunther's the guy.
Yeah. And he loves him, doesn't he?
But I think people would, you know, what wrestling fans are like, and we're all like, you know, he's coming back to do a match with Gunther. Yeah. It would just feel like
It's the one he always wanted.
Yeah.
He's got to avenge AJ.
Aye.
Boneyard.
we started to get we started to be partners after the Boneyard forged mutual respect forged in the Boneyard.
Share ownership with the 2-8 Mountain Trophy.
What's that team name? You're good with these puns.
Oh no, he just stars in the Undertaker. It's proper Johnny Ritter. The phenomenal dead men.
Phenomenal.
That's it. That is it. Book it. Get AJ back. Phenomenal.
Very good.
That's tremendous.
Thank you.
It would just be phenomenal on paper, wouldn't it?
Aye, but then you just add an extra E in there.
Put 2 E's.
P-H-E-E-N. You know, and then the
Oh,
rest.
was it Ledge End? Was that the one that they had with Edge? Or
Edge in
Hogan?
big letters in the middle.
Don't how you spell that word.
Better
is it?
written dude, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. I mean, I'm sorry, it doesn't work as well written dude, but you just say it out loud and everyone gets it.
Brad Allen always kicking assholes ass. 'Cause he can't work as AJ Styles anymore, but he didn't say Allen had retired.
Good point.
Allen and Mark.
Allen and
He's hanging
Mark.
out listening to Kid Rock, body slamming some Democrats. I love that stuff.
That laugh, he was like, Jesus Christ.
Neck on a hinge. Bar with the bar guy, got him again. Wendy. Democrats are those politicos we don't like, and we're doing wrestling holds on them. Phenomenal.
So after this, we see a recap of the Vision taking out LA Knight
Yes.
a couple of months ago. And then Heyman goes to see Adam Pearce backstage and says, you need to book Bron Breakker versus LA Knight tonight. It's like, can't do that, I'm afraid. I've just walked Knight out of the building. Look, it doesn't matter if I like someone or not. They can't disrupt this show. And maybe if you know what's right for Bron, maybe you should make sure he's not here anymore. And also, Bronson Reed should be getting ready because he's got a match with Penta. He was like, do you know who the hell you're talking to and in what city? And Pearce says, Fatho. What's that all about, eh?
I'm trying to find out.
Oh, okay, right.
They dare to swear.
Yeah.
Or him in person Pearce.
I say to you, sir, Fatho.
When will wrestling ever learn? You just don't bother. GFY.
Yeah, I was thinking,
Sit and spin, asshole. I'm Chris Jericho.
He walks out in Philly. That's my effing D.
so just GFY is my favourite just because it was ruined the same night by Mox.
I mean, that is good.
was
That is
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my advice to Paul Heyman would be
Quit
basically just, first of all, quit wrestling. Second of all, stop fake swearing at FC because it's just not funny.
Said FAFO, but it's not like gurgle.
Go. F-O.
Anyway, yeah.
Yes, that is excellent stuff, sir.
Thank you.
Breaker's chucking stuff about backstage after this.
I'm
And Heyman's like, calm down, dear.
only acting.
Breaker left, basically.
Aye.
We go to the ring. The War Raiders, what the hell are you guys doing here?
It's kind of badass.
They were apparently waiting for a match.
Yeah.
They were apparently waiting for a match. We didn't get it. For a split second, as I mentioned to you two this morning, I thought we were getting a handicap match. And I was like, wow, their stock's fallen fast. But no, they're waiting for their match. Instead, out comes dum, dum, ooh, dum, dum, dum. Oba Femi, the announcers are surprised by all this, and he just wrecks both of them, basically. I think he hit Ivar with a choke slam. Eric eats the fall from grace, and he just stands there looking gigantic.
More of this, please.
More of this, please. And specifically, do a best of 7 handicap matches because the Wall Raiders I'm not really a fan of no more. It's funny we've raced through this Raw review, which lets you know it's pretty empty in terms of its calories. It's one of those where fundamentally you don't do this, or you shouldn't do this. You should not, considering you've only got with 4 of them full time, you should not be sacrificing your tag teams to build one singles wrestler. It is like fundamentally an unintelligent thing to do. However, as an experience, there's 2 of them. They're pretty massive. This guy's even bigger.
Yes.
I was like,
War Raiders can join during the graveyard. for
You-
me, so-
you could show this to Drainmaker, and they would still think, you know what? Man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. The most dyed-in-the-wool AEW Freakazoid loser imaginable. This is pro wrestling. This is that fundamental, visceral thrill that you struggle to articulate, but you just feel you cannot not like this. And the size of them, he's bigger than them, though.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them. Class. You shouldn't do it, but it was so good.
Yeah. We get a video on Finn Balor. He says, this is a business based on respect. He always gave respect on the indies and on the main roster, but maybe the respect now isn't being returned to him. He was taken for granted over and over. He said, what happened in Belfast wasn't a one-off. He's been showing up and showing off his entire career.
Not really.
But Pearce still tries to tell him the Rumble's full. It turns out maybe respect only gets you so far. He wants the world title. He didn't think of himself as a bad guy, but warned CM Punk he was willing to do bad things.
Yeah, decent. I like this program. Really, I do. I think it's a nice thing, but it's more about what it indicates about the process a bit. Who knows what's gone on with these WrestleMania main event permutations and who doesn't want to lose to who and all the politics around all that. But in terms of keeping this focused as the thing in the background, really, really good. Finn Balor, a proper out-of-nowhere rehab with a purpose, is a reminder that, like we've just talked about the War Raiders, like, it takes some actual killing to kill some talent. Because, like, what was Finn Balor, realistically? And look where we're at as this credible for a month guy. It's wrestling. You can just fake stuff and make it work. Stitch is right. He doesn't out most of the time. But just work me effectively and I'll buy it for a bit.
Yeah, like, memories are short in pro wrestling and wrestling fans, and I count myself amongst them, are fickle, and I'm fickle as well. I mean, the War Raiders, a couple of wins, and they do a new cool tandem move. You'll start to think they're fine. You can't take the piss, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'll take Balor seriously. He's one of the better variants, if you like, of a trend that was long missed of, like, oh, you're challenging in January and February. Oh, because doesn't really matter because you got the Rumble and the Chambers, you know.
God, the Brock match was so good.
Aye.
Remember that when he targeted the diverticulitis?
Yeah.
He was the perfect guy, wasn't he? And then he got monstered.
With the perfect
move.
move with which to do it. I mean, this is pretty solid, generic fare in terms of, like, why someone would either turn heel or reinforce that they're a heel, or as a heel try and convince you to take them seriously again. Nothing groundbreaking, but, like, there's a lot of credit in the bank for that first match. So, and the idea is on PLE, pay-per-view, whatever, you're meant to go a little bit harder. So I'm up for it.
Chicago Chamber, not in the chamber, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That show. Yeah. Writes itself, doesn't it?
And if you treat it like the first match, where it's kind of like, no, he means business. This is a total competitive main event match. Oh my God, Punk's better than me. Bring out the Judgment Day for some dumbass drama and stuff.
Go and get the JD McDonough.
Yeah.
Fed in the United Centre, man. Looking forward to that. SummerSlam 94 and then nothing. All state all this time. Just interesting to see. Like a same but different atmosphere for Punk in Chicago, and probably not before time, because they just about squeezed all the juice out the all-state of fruit. They was like, we go back there again. It was like Brett in Canada in 97, wasn't it? Yeah. Punk's still selling the house and bloody well. And they kind of got the last one with AJ Lee. So I'm quite up for this.
Then out comes the Bellas. The Bella twins are back together. I couldn't work out what the crowd were saying, but Nikki immediately were like, was that because your team's crap at American football or something? And Brie was like, I think they were saying Coop because Nikki Bella's dating a player called Coop, presumably. So Brie instantly has to be like, trying to be a bit more babyface here, Nikki. But Nikki says, can you blame a girl for having good taste? I mean, bro, Bella, baby. I've said this.
Maybe don't do that, the Valley Girl accent for all women.
All women.
Most of them, though.
You do Zarya, so.
Yeah, but it's not.
Okay. Very full circle moment,
For
she
one
says.
specific character.
And I don't do it for Soul Ricker either. So that's 2. It's kind of crazy to think that the Belly Twins haven't been on Monday Night Raw for
Belly
over
Twins?
Did I say Belly? Bella Twins for over 7 years. Get a nice reaction. Obviously, said that's sweet. I've been seeing everything everyone's been saying since the Royal Rumble. We're all happy that Brie Mode's back, and everyone is the yes thing. And Brie says, Thanks, guys. I'm so happy to be back. Finally home. I'm sure you're all wondering why I come back now. It's not because Nikki's getting her butt kicked every week and she needed me to save her. The reason I came back is because
Singles run failed, so I'll give it a bash.
Give it a break to the end of the season.
She says, Nikki and I, we're the original tag team, the OGs. This division's better than it's ever been, so we want in. It's time for the Bella Twins to go for the tag team titles.
Functional. I'm not sure how long they can last as baby faces with the best will in the world. They often turn heel without meaning to. This happened like 3 times in this promo. But the Rumble was sort of evidence of you might as well. And they set all this up. Like, they're not wrong, are they? Like, this is a division that has caught fire a little bit. And it's a good use of Nikki Bella, considering the singles run did fail. Brie, you know, she was right. Best use of everyone here.
It's just a real, a babyface heel tag team. Anytime Nikki comes in, boo. Oh, Bree's here, thank goodness.
Yeah, why not?
Luger and Sting from pre-NWO. Nikki just posing in the background, then Breeze. Ready?
I resent the NWO, you know.
For ruining that. Yeah.
I'm joking, but like, Luger was unbelievable. Unbelievable in that run. He was so patter. It's like ultimate. It's like if you watched all of, if I sat you down on a project, Wilbourn, you have to watch all of WCW from what, 1990, late 99 onwards. From the turn of purchase to the closure, you have to watch it all. I think your favorite bit ever would be like Luger.
Like there's people often play the entrance where like Sting's high-fiving the fans, and as soon as he turns his back, like Luger's pulling the belt away from him. Don't you touch it, you scumbags. All-time favourite bit from that entire run is they're wrestling Hawk and Animal at a pay-per-view. And Luger's
backstage.
Luger can't wrestle because he's injured. He's like, Sting, I'm really hurt, I can't do it. And Sting gets like Booker T to help, I think it is. And they're having the match, and then the brawl, it's uncensored, so the brawl goes backstage. And the brawl, I think it's Booker and Hawk maybe, burst into the room, and Luger in full gear was just like posing in the mirror. just like, give it. Oh, it's great being Lex Luger. Sting's getting his ass kicked in the ring. You gonna watch the match back? Say, no, bother, Sting, it's fine. You were great. You were the best.
It relied on very early use of, makes no sense, really.
Watch the show, Stinger. Stinger never saw the turn coming. That was almost the charm of Sting's character, that you could turn on Sting anytime you bloody wanted.
Push logic to its limit, and I understand I'm a hypocrite because I hate the invisible camera, but funny. Like, really,
I like that you make allowances
really
for
funny.
things.
Like Bischoff always said, like, I really want Lex Luger. And then so I offered him hardly any money, and he took it. So I can bring him out on the first Nitro and actually get something out of this. So you've got this guy that like Bischoff doesn't really want, being booked to be an arsehole that a lot of people know Luger to be at this point. And he's like, I think I can get there. Like, turn being an arsehole up to 11 with the only person that likes me as a shoot. Sting's the one that said, go on, Eric, get him in. It's Luger. We might get something. So Sting as a shoot is the only guy backstage that's like, okay, I'll give Lex another chance. So even as like a work, it's quite effective. Like, this guy's an arsehole, Sting. Nah, he's fine. He's all right, isn't he? And then you get to see it.
So you get to know him.
So after the Bellas, we go backstage with Otis and Akira Tozawa and Bert Kreischer. Otis loves seeing him. Obviously, they take tops off and stuff like that. But Maxine Dupree, she's all business. There was a promo during the break earlier on, and she did it again. I'm going to break 90s. I go!
She Steve Blackman'd out. What's wrong with it? She's Steve Blackman'd out here.
Every promo.
I go!
Does she mean it?
I don't know. Pops me every time.
Like,
is it meant to, like, do you think it's meant to be a runner?
I don't know. like some agent. I can't really scream that last word. It's weird. It might get over. And when you started doing it, we were all really creeped out. But now,
or do you think she's just useless at intensity?
I was going to say, do you reckon they've said?
The minute I start saying useless, he's like, yep. The hand goes out.
I was like, they've said to her, like, this is a different Maxine Dupree. I'm going to break your ankle. And she's halfway through the sentence. She's like, oh, yeah, the shouting part. I'll just shout the last word. There we go. I go!
It's funny.
I suppose it's like, hand of the author stuff where she's quite useless. So the idea is she's useless but plucky.
Long term,
she doesn't know her limitations.
She could team with Roddy Strong, and he could scream the first one, and she could scream the last, and that's every promo. The book ended.
God, sounds brutal. That sounds absolutely brutal.
We follow this with Penta versus Bronson Reed.
God, who could care about this?
Skip this match business, get back to all these cool ass angles and stuff.
I did see these people being like, man, this is a bit like reviews this. It's been like 40 minutes between wrestling matches. I was very much like the partridge. And what do I care? Penta hit a dive.
Let's take a breather from all this good wrestling TV for this wrestling match. It's proper, isn't it? Like,
it's, you know.
You're right. Like, if ultimately everything is to build to the biggest match, there are absolutely times where it's sort of is justified. Justified no match booking. Like it's.
I know.
This is quite a hot show and a fun show, and then it's like, what?
Astonishing how much people just kind of don't get it, or that their tolerance, their threshold for watching wrestling. I find it deeply impressive. Like, but they don't know that they would like it even more if they're like if they're just made to wait for it and like sort of get really invested in the idea. Not like less wrestling matches on wrestling TV.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea personally, but you know.
So Penta hit a dive, take us to a break. The heels take over during that because obviously there's Logan Paul and theory out there. But Penta comes back, springboard tornado DDT gets 2. Reed hit a power slam for 2, but Penta comes back.
Luca doing his hair as well.
It might have been because he was sitting in the mirror.
Yeah.
So he's posing and doing his
I
hair.
might have made that detail up in my head.
I mean, I like that visual already. Penta comes back with a backstabber. Theory jumps up on the apron, so Penta kicks him off. So does Logan Paul. Penta chins him, but sort of the referee eats it at the same time. So the ref goes down. He takes both Logan and Austin Theory out with a dive. But he's taking too much time with that. When he comes back in, Reed hit a Jagged Edge DVD and a tsunami. But there's no referee. So Reed goes outside and grabs a chair, and he's attacked from behind by L.A. Knight, who hits a BFT onto the chair, legs it again, and Reed gets counted out.
Like a sort of Vince Russo Crash TV element to this, where the match...
Except like the match is at 12 minutes, 5 times as long.
Yeah, this is why Crash TV used to make them 2 minutes, because they existed to serve the angle. So that like, you can just get to that if you want.
There was 24 minutes between this match and the Javon Evans match of just completely extraneous pro wrestling.
It's like, I like this angle. I like this the storyline. Pearce has frog marched LA Knight out of the building and suddenly he's magically back in. Yet more is stacking up for Paul Heyman's case against him. Another terrible situation for the Vision. Like, it's very quickly crumbled around them from as early as last Monday when Bron was back in the Rumble and everything's great. You know, it's nice to watch like all the pieces falling and all that. 12 minutes to get there, you're taking the piss out of me or something. Like the Bronson Reed, this guy that's finally found his role as like a decent hot tag monster, being chucked out there in a singles match that really only exists for the angle. Where? Like, you can do better than that. You can just think a little bit more of how to get to where you want to get to without that.
That's why Theory's in the group.
Kind of. Like, I don't know, just this was like net positive, dull match.
Yeah, I was bored, senseless watching this.
Well, I'll cheer you up because here comes Dirty Dominik Mysterio. He's back.
Sorry, sister, senseless, and I was thinking
Bonked
senseless.
I got bonked senseless.
Dirty Dom's back. His mustache looks even better than I remember it. And I still like the fact that, you know, like I say, everyone's kind of warming to Dominik Mysterio and have been for a long time. But he still has to come out and be like, by the way, the only reason I came to this crap hole city is for Liv. I want to hear celebrate and introduce the winner of the 2026 Royal Rumble, Liv Morgan. Out she comes. Great reaction, of course. She thanks Daddy Dom for the introduction. Happy he's back, obviously. But she says, you are now in the presence of the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time. She says, I'm sure everyone wants to know I'm facing at WrestleMania. Well, you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. Big decision. Don't want to rush it. Might head to SmackDown this week to assess my options. But what I do know is tonight we're going to crown a brand new Women's World Champion. Please welcome big, sexy Raquel Rodriguez. She comes out. She says, thanks. It's been amazing for the Judgment Day. But we've been celebrating your victory all weekend. But probably should have address what's happened at the Rumble, eh? Liv, what are you talking about? You eliminated me, says Raquel. Why? And she says, whoa, sister, it's not like that, eh? I know you. I know you better than anyone else in the world. If anything I know about you, you're not a selfish person. You're not. You've got a title opportunity. Now I've got a title opportunity. More the merrier, right? A win for the Judgment Day is a win for all of us, right? And Raquel says, yeah, whatever. But tonight, stay in the back because that's going to make my victory over Stephanie Vaquer all the more sweeter. And Liv's like, say no more. See you later. Go get it.
Yeah, we said on the preview yesterday it would be daft, considering the title match, for Liv to give up right now who she's facing. What I like here is that nobody cares that much about ratings at the moment in the conversation, it would seem, but I would love if like SmackDown popped a number and she just does this like reverse edge just to really put that evil bastard in his place. Like
nerdy evil bastard Cope.
Pops the 3 towers.
He's bit of context, Cope has become an ironic office favourite.
Well, his single delivery line of want to face Minoru Suzuki, because in his mind they were both
gnarly evil bastards gonna beat the hell out of each other. When were you this?
He was,
and why are you this now, more pertinently?
He's a man of like 16 gimmicks, wasn't he, in AEW, depending on who he was facing that week.
Brood Edge.
Yeah.
Jack Reacher Edge.
Jack Reacher Edge, yeah.
Ancient Cup. Kid.
I've been around since Portland, kid.
Dicking around with Christian Edge.
Wouldn't fly under much to kid. It's like the shoot outrunner Edge.
I bumped at the funking dojo.
Motherfucker, I trained them at the funkin' dojo.
Call me when you've driven across ice with Val Venus.
Those Canadian death trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a reminder, if people missed it as well, when he was the Royal Rumble winner, he said he was going to go on all 3 shows. So who he wants to face in every single one of them, just bombed in the ratings. Even NXT.
That prompted my greatest ever work on Twitter.
What was that?
So it was the days of like the actual head-to-head Wednesday Night War, and I had it in my head on like, I want to say the Monday, knowing, this is what's going to happen, and it's probably not going to go well. I had it days in advance anyway. Waiting for the Alvarez. AEW's beating NXT because it was happening every week. I was waiting for it to drop, just making sure. It was about 8:45 most nights. Waiting patiently, just scrolling through Twitter. Come on, Brian. Come on, because I'll look very quick-witted if I quote tweeted instantly. Like I've just thought of it. It's still clever, but
Yeah.
I want it to look even better. I remember vividly lying in bed. Scroll. And my poor wife, my long-suffering wife, was just like trying to talk to us or something. I'm like, yeah. Did you hear what I just said? What? No. What are you doing? I was waiting for someone to tweet something so I can tweet something and get likes. That's what I'm doing, trying to be pathetic. She didn't say that, but that's what she was thinking. And I was like, it was NXT, AEW, different world now, was like 904,000.24 in the demo, NXT, 612, 0.13 or whatever. Cool tweet. On this day, I draw poorly.
Oh, yes.
Excellent stuff from me, that.
Likes keep coming in straight away. You hold your phone up. See?
And he sort of sideways buried. Was it Finn and Pete
Dunne?
Dunne?
Yeah.
Maybe
Broke each other's jaws as a shoot. Didn't care for it.
Did I impress you, Edge? No.
I can't chew my water with a broken jaw.
You fracture your skull, and then we'll see who's up.
Anyway, we had a Philly street
so
fight.
Edge was like, Bálor. He used his finger guns, but his hands are broken.
Yeah, idiots. Triple H's little cage of iniquity.
Yeah.
CWC. Ugh.
Your least favourite time to be a Fed fan, or 2013 top it for you?
2013 tops it. I was like super grateful for AEW. Thank God.
Yeah, that's something.
Thank God. Oh, and actually, to be fair, main roster was finally pulling its weight a bit because there were whispers of a pirate ship at WrestleMania that fired fireworks out the cannons.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Oh, yeah.
Power might be back. They're inserting Brian in main events again, and the pirate ship fires pyro. So, Fed ain't never going away.
I mean, yeah. Jesus.
Philly Street Fights for the Women's World title. Stephanie Vaquer, who's got rubbish new music.
Yeah.
This is Raquel Rodriguez.
Gutted about that. Gutted about it. One of the proper Death Rebel success stories. Not many of them.
Just Sean Spears, that bitch. I tell you this all the time. Because if you do, you don't even know this. This information becomes brand new to you.
Wasn't it?
If you just, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 in the ring, get on with it.
Why do they do this?
I don't know.
Was anyone sat there going, tell you who needs new music?
It was literally one of the only ones that's ever been praised. And gone. It's gone now.
Anyway, Vaquer grabbed a table early on, but wasn't able to use it. And then
Sorry, I need to point out that you've got to get over these things. I'll never become no more words. He's rebel hot. God,
Rebel hot.
Like,
this rebel hot.
I mean, like, say goodbye to Drew's life after this main event, but like, I was not yearning for that theme to return as much as like half the internet was the second he re-signed with
Let's go
WWE.
back and watch Superstars from 2009.
Watch him not getting over with it for like years on end if you want to treat yourself. It's not like glass smashing or something, is it? Say goodbye.
Just put listen to it on the way to work. If you like it so much.
Yeah. So we'll move on with, this.
do you reckon after Elimination Chamber, when he retains against Finn Balor, Punk's just going to sing Sweet Caroline just for the...
Brilliant, that. People were so mad.
Not
for me, I liked
that
it.
show.
Yeah, I was stood up throwing my wands to the sky. People were real mad.
We had a great day. Great evening as well.
Didn't want him to win. Everybody was doing the, it's for Bulldog. That's not. Roman Reigns better and Cody Rhodes is on the shelf, mate. There's a proper star waiting to come back. Drew McIntyre, you're taking the piss.
And was that the same show? I wasn't. I think I was like on a stag do or something. Was that also the solo interference?
Yeah.
Everything's just converging there. And, our boy's done it. Brilliant.
Virtual silence means, we know him.
Is him of NXT? It's the future.
Get with it. And we were proven correct, were we not, Sidge?
But your kids are going to love it.
So Raquel powerbombs Vaquer through a table early on. I think that took us to a break. During the break, I should mention, by the way, Raquel wrapped a chain around Vaquer's ankle, dragged her around ringside, and then slammed her into the barricade. That was pretty good, actually. She uses the steel steps after the break, does Raquel, boots them into Vaquer's ankle. But Vaquer avoided a steel chair shot and goes after Rodriguez with a kendo stick. But then Raquel lawn darted Vaquer into the ring post. Vaquer wants the devil's kiss, but Raquel counters with the electric chair drop into the top rope. There was a nice sort of HBK-esque super kick collapse into a pin, a 2 count from Stephanie Vaquer. But then Raquel just twatted her in the head with a trash can for a 2 count. Raquel started chucking loads of chairs into the ring, and she catches Vaquer's crossbody and fall-away slams Vaquer onto the chairs. But Stephanie Vaquer avoids the corkscrew elbow drop, hits Rodriguez with the devil's kiss onto the chairs, and then says, let's do it on the steps as well, to take us to another break. When we come back, there's the trash can over Raquel and a running Meteora. I always think those must suck the most, because you can't even tell when it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Just there in your chair.
Yeah.
Well, brace for impact. That gets a 2 count. Raquel comes back, though. There was a bit where Stephanie Vaquer I was like, is this all right here? Because Vaquer's legitimately favouring her ankle and talking to the referee. Mm-hmm. Raquel wants a Tejana bomb through a table, but Vaquer slips out of that, and Raquel just takes her head off with a clothesline instead. Liv Morgan enters, though, hands Raquel the title belt, urges her to use it as a weapon, but Vaquer manages to counter that, send Raquel into a chair that's been wedged up in the corner, knocks Liv off the apron. Then suddenly Roxanne Perez is there. And for a split second, I was like, is this it? Are we? Because, yes, Roxanne gets shoved off through a table that's there at ringside or whatever. But as Vaquer wants the Hurricane Rana, Raquel blocks it. And I thought, we're getting like a super Tejana bomb through a table. But as she goes for that, or goes for a power bomb at least, Vaquer blocks that Hurricane Rana, sort of half breaks the table, does Raquel Rodriguez, and then Vaquer hits the spiral tap for the 1, 2, 3.
I'm with you on that specific near fall. They had me on a title change there. You do that thing where you start to look around the ring and you spot the reasons why this isn't going to be the finish, and it wasn't. I like this in spite of a lot of reasons not to. It wasn't
bias.
An element of that, probably,
Yeah.
I am biased towards a wrestler I like in Stephanie Vaquer, and one I like. I'm increasingly starting to enjoy the work of in Raquel Rodriguez. I was rooting for them, so that will have informed a bit of that.
That's absolutely fine as well.
Yeah, they worked around sort of quite a bit going wrong. There was a few times where the weapons weren't particularly cooperative, and the crowd went into much of this, which was a bit of a shame. Philly Street Fight felt right, and yet for whatever reason, and not pandering either, just this is a worthy payoff to quite a violent feud. Like, these attacks have been pretty good, but it just wasn't taken. And then you start to watch this match where you're like, they're wrestling to try here to get the fans on side. And it's fresh in my mind because I just watched Unreal, where they focus on the kind of disastrous end to the Becky and Lyra feud at SummerSlam, where all sorts goes wrong with that weapon. That match felt like it was going on forever, and it's one of the few things on Unreal where they don't say everything here is perfect. Like, Lyra's crying down the lens, like, this was an absolute nightmare. I need to get to Raw because I need to get started again because I've just had a mare there. Becky Lynch is trying to console her. They know it's been a bit of a Turkerino.
3 3/4 stars.
Insane. It was
What?
That Dave gave it.
That is nuts. It was
That's
such
better than Punk Joe, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, it was such a bad match. And the wrestlers themselves said so. So, come on, Dave.
Yeah.
And this, early on, looked like it was trending in that direction. And I just felt there was, I don't want to say improvisation. They were obviously moving from spot to spot and they had the weapons in mind. But there was a couple of times where they had to work around those little stumbo-bumbo weapons, and did. And it looked authentic.
The chair fell out the corner at one point, didn't it?
Yeah.
It had been wedged and it was just like, it's fine.
I think it was Stephanie Vaquer a couple of times calling stuff on the fly to make it make sense to move from one thing to another. So maybe I'm watching this too much thinking and being like, good wrestling, rather than I'm feeling the violence of this. But then the near fall got me a little bit in that regard. So this was, I got more out of this than I expected to when it started. And I thought, this is going to fall off a cliff here. Not just this great match and this spectacle and this experience I was looking forward to, but I was impressed with them both.
I was bored.
Post-match.
I mean,
That's fair.
I can't watch a Fed plunder match. It's just, pussy compared to AEW. You know, it is. I'm describing it ironically, but that fundamentally, it's just not good wrestling violence, is it?
I love it. It reminds me of those, when they'd film fans outside of either a Nitro or a Raw in the 90s.
Yeah.
And watching that pussy that the Fed are doing. We're at Monday Nitro! As if it's still Flair and Funk bleeding on the canvas. It's a 15-minute NWO segment to start the show.
Yeah.
You got Bret Hart's my hero because because of him, I'm now training in computer graphics. And it's like, what? We never talk about that. I didn't remember him slapping on a sharpshooter and being like, by the way, sign up for AOL.
Well, you don't know your Hitman law.
Go on. In that little advert.
Yeah.
And most downloaded superstar in 1996 was Sonny.
Yeah.
Who he was a friend with. Just friends.
Just friends. And he ain't shy about telling you who's blown his beans into. It was Bret Hart, was he? He wasn't.
He did. There's a whole bookload of women that were not friends, sexual partners. We were just friends.
Perfect time in this, actually, because post-match, Liv Morgan lays out Vaquer with an Oblivion, stands over the title belt. And it's been a great weekend for Liv Morgan. About to get even better because she features in this week's Gooner Comment of the Week. This is one that builds.
It's going to get better for her, is it?
Well, just, nice to know that fans appreciate her. What was it, WWE Gooniverse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So The first one,
I've got 5 again.
Yeah, we've got 5.
Yeah.
My fave 5.
Shucky ducky whack whack.
Nice. So the first one, there's a picture of her from last night with the like hot girls love Dominik Mysterio, right?
Mhm.
I don't even really know what this is. So I'm going to start here, but don't worry, it gets a lot worse. Perv Collection writes 5 stars on the goon rate. I don't even know what that means.
They got their own language, like, do they have podcasts and things?
Maybe.
They're like,
Just giving it 3 and 3 on the old goon rate. What's going on?
they've got their own, like, goon version of Punk Joe. It's become this, like, pillar of, that only got 3.5 on the goon rate.
Does that imply they have their own Dave Meltzer?
Like some
Oh.
original gooner.
Original Gooner. Probably.
Alan
It's probably him.
writes,
They love it when he mentions OTJ because, like, in our world, it actually is.
OTG.
Alan writes, I think Sid will like this one because of one specific word in it. I can't even remember how many consecutive loads Liv has got out of me. DJ Khaled, another one.
Oh, look, consecutive loads. It's like after the 8th, you know. It's just his in 9 Wang's time. 9 Wang's time. He's thought, oh, what if Vaquer's looking pretty good on Raw last night. Oh God, it's got me feeling some kind of worry.
Yes.
And then it's like, actually, you know what? I'm on a bit of a streak with Morgan here. So now I think we'll do that.
So I remember on a wrestling forum, somebody got a nickname that stuck forever. It's like maybe the decade that I was on this forum because he just like posted him on those off-topic things. He just started a thread. Like, I had 6 wanks today. Who can beat that? And he was 6 wanks forever.
Who can beat that?
Just starting a thread with it. Social media had an out on forums.
Nah, not a thing.
Other than this, actually.
Yeah, this is why they're bringing it back.
This next comment's from Brad.
This is 3 or 5.
Yeah. Although this could be from, is it Jay from the In-Betweeners? Who's like, Brad writes, doggy style all day. And multiple spit roasts as well.
Wonderful.
So hang on. Hang on, I need to break this down.
Yeah, work it out.
Break it down. So hang on. Doggy style all day
Yeah.
would imply you do not do a single thing other than have intercourse with Liv Morgan in the doggy style position. But then how can you also, on top of all day long, have multiple spit roasts? Are we dealing with a Hulk Hogan? Gooning. They've invented additional minutes of the day.
I'll follow up with Brad and find out what he's got to say. Penultimate comment here from Goonlander. I've started reading this comment and I assumed it was going to be, some sort of fantasy booking or like, because it starts, she needs. I was thinking he's going to say who she should face at WrestleMania. She needs to challenge Stephanie Vaquer after what happened in that title match. Didn't go that way, actually, this comment. Goonlander writes, she needs that asshole turned inside out.
No. That's just gross. Oh, I didn't want to sell that. Oh, I didn't want to sell that.
I really like the idea, by the way.
I love
like,
needs again.
Someone
Needs.
running short on time. They're like, oh, listen to the Raw review. I haven't got time to listen to the whole thing. I just want to hear what they thought about that promo. Oh, I don't know, like hour and 10. I'll probably be getting to that. Jesus Christ, what's happened? And the final comment here, I'm really sorry for it, first of all.
No, you're not.
Second of all, I love this name, arguably more than the comment. This comes...
Sure does come.
This comes from professional dry humper. I just want to suck on them till the milk is dry and she's calling me a good boy the entire time.
It's the opposite of dry humping.
Yeah. Suck on them.
That's this week's
God.
Gooner comment of the week.
Harmony.
It's lovely.
Now just the main event
Yeah.
to deal with.
Yeah.
So Roman Reigns arrives in his car, gets out, does his big walk to the ring, gets in there and says, Philly, acknowledge me. He said, look, it's no secret. We've had some highs and lows here in Philly. I won my first WWE championship here on my daughter's birthday. But I also lost my last championship in this city too. And at a different time, many, many years ago, I won my first Royal Rumble here. And the crowd reacts and he says, didn't sound like that. What's crazy is 11 years later, I win my second Royal Rumble and the next city on the schedule is Philly. And I'd like you two to help me by being the Philly crowd here. I've got a decision to make. And who better to help me than Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? So the question is, do we go after the title I made?
Boo.
Oh. You don't want me to go after Drew McIntyre?
Boo.
Do you prefer CM Punk?
Yeah. I mean, I can't even bring myself to do it. But yes.
So CM Punk comes out.
One at a time. Yes. 10,000 bits.
I
Yes.
still like him more than Drew.
Even like some of the BDS ones. Yes. Well, not Drew. Yes.
So the crowd are chanting for Punk. There's a bit of a stare down. But then Punk just walks past Roman, goes down the camera lens and says, Finn Balor, I heard what you said. You don't think you're a bad guy. I know that when I'm pushed, I'm the baddest guy, and you're going to find out real soon when I get my hands on you. And Roman's doing one of his brilliant faces.
Great from the off this.
Yeah.
Great.
Like address that.
Yeah. And do it credibly as well. Like, CM Punk's in the spot for a reason, carrying that Seth belt and trying to make it mean something, and does. Like, what a terrific start. Like, you're in the right frame of mind for it because you can scarcely believe that Roman Reigns, well, it's the opposite of acknowledging, isn't it? Like, has been ignored in such a way, having come out to celebrate winning the Rumble, because that's what CM Punk would do. He already knows where this is going, so he's smart enough to get on with his other business. Loved it.
By the way, I've got everything written here. And I'm just going to keep reading, so feel free to jump in. You don't have to wait till the end of me going back and forth with myself on this. Roman says, you must have rung your bell or something. You're coming out interrupting my segment talking about Finn Balor. And Punk's like, you say I interrupted you? That's funny considering you're a visit here on my show. Maybe you thought you were on SmackDown or something. This is Monday Night Raw. This is Netflix. I'm the champ, CM Punk, and I call the shots. And you got a big decision to make. I hear you ask the fans in Philly for some help with Drew McIntyre.
Boo.
Oh, I can listen to him get booed all day. What about it? WrestleMania, Las Vegas, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre.
Boo.
Or what's the other side of the coin? Roman Reigns versus the best in the world, CM Punk.
Hey! At this point, by the way, you're like, this checks out. Punk wants the match, and he hates Drew McIntyre. All of this hangs together.
Yes.
In the fictional world with which we observe and enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And there's it does a few more. Drew, Punk, says, look, I think everybody's in agreement. The choice is pretty clear, but I'm sure your mind's already made up. I know who you're picking. Go ahead, take the easy way out. Pick Drew McIntyre.
Right.
And so it begins.
This was it's a good job this segment otherwise was so great. And this added to the idea of two guys who want to be the top guy in the company just completely annihilating what amounts to their nearest competition.
Yes.
The energy matched, the energy overall that they were trying to generate did sort of halfway excuse this Drew McIntyre stuff. Like,
Not in a million years this has happened to Cody. There was almost a tacit show of respect to Cody Rhodes that they went for Drew and not the belt. But you know what I mean by like name checking him? If Cody's carrying that WWE title, this promo does not happen.
It's just, I found it was bizarre. It was so good that the Roman's promo must have been great because it was almost as if they were secretly enjoying, like, completely unnecessarily destroying Drew McIntyre here. It's like, has he done something like really bad that the sheets haven't got wind of or whatever? They really hated him. Like, it felt personal, mean-spirited, for sport. Like, they really...
They were leveling his ass. It was like you live there.
I could scarcely believe this.
But Roman comes to Drew.
Wildly unprofessional. From, of all people, CM Punk.
Yeah. Roman...
Who as I'm to understand it, hates unprofessionalism.
Yes. He was dragged into it by Roman.
I know you hate that, Phil.
Roman's done it to his best mate, and his Shield brother.
Uh-huh.
No bap. He don't give a shit when he's on a one.
Yeah, so Roman comes to Drew's defense temporarily. Hold up. I don't like the guy, but you're talking crazy. Drew McIntyre, the easy way out. I don't know if you realize this or not, Phil. Drew's like 4 times bigger than you. I'm pretty sure the last time you fought, he had you crying over a little plastic bracelet.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Mean and flight him. Good storytelling.
No.
Yeah.
Just like that's what it's been reduced to now. Nah. Yeah.
Punk says, careful. Because when I was done with Drew, they ran out of staples putting his dumb ass back together. I know you've beaten him in the past.
I like that line.
Yeah.
It's always, you can always tell when it's a good CM Punk line where I'm like,
I know you've beaten him in the past, but I beat him in the most dangerous match this company has to offer. Hell in a Cell. I put him in the dirt. Roman's like, yeah, take a number. I beat him for 3 years straight. Well, you just defended him.
so
You know, which is it?
And Punk sort of comes to his
Beating
aid.
bloody or beating repeatedly? Well, we've all beaten him, guys. Come on. We've only beaten Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, we all call him the drum backstage because we beat him so much. All right, boys.
Good
Punk
stuff.
sort of defends Drew a little bit. Yeah, you beat him, but how many of your cousins did it take, basically? So, and then Roman's like, watch how you talk about my family.
I swear to God, at that point, I thought Roman was going to say, no, it's Survivor Series 2021. I beat him clean as a sheet. So,
yeah, you should have.
check the receipts.
Watch how you talk about my family. Remember this, we're the only reason this place is where it's at. We're the only reason you had a show and a company to come back to. Don't ever forget that. Punk's like, you really believe that? Philly, you believe that? You think you're the reason we're in the spot we're in? You know what, you're sort of right. You manipulated your cousins and your family, a number of great people, into thinking you're this great messiah, that you carried this place on your back and you held it all up to the sky. All you really did was held it hostage. I heard what you said. I heard you go on McAfee's show and talk about how your quarterly vacations are somehow you graciously stepping out and sharing the spotlight with somebody, and you have the audacity to say that nobody stepped up and nobody filled your shoes. Nobody's trying to follow in your footsteps. Many moons ago, once upon a time, I was champion for 434 days with Paul Heyman by my side. That sound familiar? You took it, you ran with it, you followed in my footsteps. And yeah, you were the champion for what? 1,316 days? Congratulations, but news for you. Just because you did it longer doesn't mean you did it better.
And it ain't made of plastic.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing.
You are a box office, bona fide WrestleMania main event superstar. You earn the right to call your shot and show up here when you want. I appreciate that. I'm not mad at you. You choose to be a part-timer, and I choose to go to 10 countries in 3 weeks. I go to see the fans nationwide, worldwide. Poland, Scotland, Denmark, Belgium, London, Toronto.
Where's London?
London. We've all been to London.
Belgium and London.
I don't know I know what London is.
I'd check the time in London. You got a big bench.
What's London?
Big bench.
It's London.
Belgium, London, and Toronto.
Golf London.
And I choose to come back here to the hostile city of Philly and say things
London
like,
in April.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it feel great to be alive on a Monday night in Philadelphia or what? I choose to be a fighting champion, just like I chose to bring you into this company along with the rest of the Shield, and you chose to follow in my footsteps. I'm here to tell you, Tribal Chief, you learned from the best, and I'm proud of you. You got a decision to make. There's 2 mountains to climb in front of you. One is the easy way out, just to reiterate. Sort of says...
Don't make a mountain out of a mole, Drew.
That match needs all the help it can get.
I don't know, have Jacob in the belt.
One is a guy you think you can beat. So he didn't necessarily say one is a guy you can beat.
Yeah.
He just held back a little bit.
It was the implication.
Yeah. And the other is a guy that you know on your best day you can't touch because he's the best in the world. One door, if you so choose, to go after a title that makes Drew McIntyre the man.
And I mean, folks, that's what the Rumble was. Said this on the review yesterday. They put so much steam behind Drew in its effort to be like, see, we told you he's the top star. Yeah, you continually told us he's the top star. Has he ever shown it really, apart from that run with Punk? Not really, but you're telling us that's your little project. Good for you. Good for Drew. Like,
crazy this.
The response is fascinating, isn't it? The response is fascinating. Like, SmackDown, the booking of it, Drew McIntyre having some agency now, he's been there a long time, he's got the title. like, you got to let me go and say something. Like, he's got to go and he's got to respond on SmackDown.
He's got to go to SmackDown and get something.
Again, this was the point where I was like, this would never, ever happen if Cody was WWE champion. Never.
Because he's a star.
Yeah. That's the game.
Is it?
It's not on. To get across all of this, it's not on.
That match needs all the help it can get. And CM Punk's a massive hypocrite. This is just completely hypnotizing.
It is funny. It is captivating.
You gotta laugh
when you're playing with the truth
about wrestling.
Like if it was bollocks, right, and unfair, this wouldn't have resonated. Like, it's the Roman no pop thing with Seth. Enough people are like, Seth's never been it. So when Roman says that, it stings because there's a real truth to it. That's why this was effective, even if it was counterproductive. Yeah.
I will say, do you reckon on one level it could just be, I know they don't seem friends and that, like, sort of had a crackle of electricity as a result, but like Roman and Punk were like, Cody, good luck with that. Your turn to build your WrestleMania match. It's a bit competitive.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This was...
they've got night 2 main event sewn up here, haven't they?
Of course they have, which makes it further... It's not as if like it's up in the air, and it's like, all right, whoever has the best segments this week and next gets night 2. It's like, we know what night 2 is, surely. You don't do this.
It's such a, again, it's where Drew is. If he was in such a position where the character would respond to this burial by like Claymore and CM Punk and costing the world title against Finn Balor, for example, and then all of a sudden the main event is up in the air again, and you actually do get to Drew and Roman, because Roman's like, well, I do hate CM Punk, but my Rumble is for a title, not for my hatred. But you can't visualize that, can you?
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's not like there's not this Drew McIntyre, this isn't some sort of, or doesn't feel like some sort of like character thing for Drew McIntyre to bounce off. It's more just, you've got to respond to this and like pull yourself out of the grave on SmackDown with whatever you say to Cody and Jacob. The first thing you've got to do, like, you can't just say like, well, it's all well and good you're saying that on Raw, but come and say it to my face. Well, they said it to a lot of people's faces.
Yeah.
The damage has been done right there.
Where are we? Climb up a mountain, aren't we, I think? Yeah, you can climb Mount Everest with no Sherpa. Step through door number 2. Fight a man that's made this title and held it down in your absence as the heavyweight champion of the world. And Roman fires back. Let's get one thing straight, he says. You're making all these towns because you took a 10-year vacation. I'll be trying to get in as many as possible too. Second thing I learned from you, the only thing I learned from you is what not to do. Let's get one thing straight here, Phil. You wouldn't be here without me. 2 years ago, whatever it was, when they wanted to sign you back, who do you think they came to? Who did they ask if it was all good? Me. I made the promise to Paul and I kept it. I did the best I could. I really did. But I will never forget 10 years ago or so when you go on your best friend's little podcast, running your mouth, making my life harder than it ever should have been. And then I let you back in here and you do what you do. You screw me. You took my wise man. You tried to brainwash my cousins. You almost brainwashed me. At War Games, I shook your hand like a man. What did we say? Zebras or some stupid like that. Now, I shake your hand. I look at you like a man, and what do? You mock me behind my back while we're walking up the ramp. Like I'm some young boy. Well, guess what? I made my choice. I could pick you because you're the biggest star available. I could pick you.
Bobby Fish, Bobby Fish, Bobby Fish, Bobby Fish. It's badass. It's Brad and Sean stuff.
Yeah, no.
It's good stuff.
I could pick you because you're the biggest star available. I could pick you because you're on Netflix.
We lost Drew McIntyre last night.
We sure did.
I could pick you because you're on Netflix. You're on the best show. I could, but no. I'm picking you because I hate you. I've always hated you. And WrestleMania is going to be the best day of my life because in the main event, you will acknowledge me.
I mean,
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
this was something for everyone unless you're a Drew McIntyre fan. Like, this was all the stuff that I think you have to say, but without the escalation, it comes across as not enough. So things like, I make towns now and you don't. A fine line, but cannot be the crux of what's going on. Likewise, the podcast and Roman's journey made tougher because of CM Punk. Likewise, the involvement of Paul Heyman, the handshake at War Games, the storyline stuff. This becomes something that kind of ticks every box in the same way the pipe bomb did. And like, I can name check that guy, I can name check that guy, and then this will pop them, this will pop them. This was all of that. This was like this was maybe like the perfect version of a committee booked promo in terms of the goals and objectives, but the outcome still being really thrilling, because often you can almost see through that and then it loses its edge.
Yeah.
This lost none of that. Like, Roman felt real when he was shooting on the Colt Cabana podcast, talking about like how he was the final sign off, and him, like, you can imagine him gritting his teeth like, Paul, I hate this little freak, and Paul Heyman trying to play referee and all that kind of stuff, and how much he was pissed off with the War Games handshake and the Zebras thing ultimately meaning nothing because Punk's this like little smart ass little twat that is wanting to take his spot or keep his spot, you know. Likewise, CM Punk just refusing, the stubborn man that he is, refusing to very literally acknowledge Roman Reigns, the last guy in all of this WWE universe that will not throw the ones up. Because why should he? You know, because deep in his heart, his truth is that Roman Reigns is just not that guy, and he never can be as long as he's around. So there was all of this stuff that serves like a kind of 5 or 6 different storyline tendrils, and they've, rather than just like trying to go one at a time and make you care about it, they've actually thrown them all in and ended on hatred. Like, that kind of asked and answered, what are you doing it for? What are you in this for? People that hate each other fighting for the biggest belt on the biggest night. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong here, but it feels like there can't be anybody that isn't happy with this. Again, unless you're Drew McIntyre and his fans, which we've tried to cover off, and I guess we will see how it develops as a WrestleMania promo. Could be the go-home one for all we know, because who knows how many dates Roman Reigns has got. You might as well fire this one out now.
I was thinking, where else can they go after this? Like, obviously, like brawls, pull-aparts. There's a checklist of things you can do to promote a big WWE match, you know. But my goodness, this felt like the big. I'm ready for this now. I am ready for this. You'd like to think they've got plans, and they don't just think, "I'll say all this stuff and leave nothing in the chamber."
Yeah,
this was incredible. Like, the animos, like CM Punk is an artist at building the legitimate tension within the promo. Not that this needed much. I also thought it was so well thought out in that I was talking yesterday on the Rumble review and/or Raw preview about, God, I wish Seth Rollins didn't exist. God, I wish that he wasn't there last year, and they might have burned through this a bit. Now this felt like they're actually, I just erased last year's from my memory. What did it lead to? The Vision, big whoop. Terrible, mediocre stable.
He rings Drew. Don't let him get to you, Drew.
Yeah.
We're still holding it down.
Yeah. 2002 Triple H Undertaker idiots. It's so good. It felt like last year might not as well have not happened. And I think this was so electrifying that they didn't even need to square what amounts to their history in WWE up to this point, which feels barely explored. But I loved how they made the attempt to do that and didn't just pretend it was the first time they interacted. And in fact, it fueled the emotion here. I love the idea of Roman Reigns, as he would, because he's this facade in his head. He is still the big dog and all the rest of it. And a lot of this tribal chief character, not to get to deep it too much, but it's a reaction to, I need to embody the thing that everyone thought I was and be really defensive about it and all the rest of it. Because he felt dangerous when he felt almost vulnerable, like he couldn't live with himself for sort of letting Punk into his midst a bit. And he felt dangerous and coiled. Because he was he just felt furious with himself for being that version of Roman. Felt almost embarrassed, and that's dangerous when you're as dangerous as someone like Roman Reigns is. I thought CM Punk's facial expressions here were tremendous. Not that he maybe even pulled them.
Yes.
Because he probably knew that line was coming about your best friend's podcast. It's closest anyone's come on AEW or WWE TV from explicitly naming the dude. The people have talked around it for years with his approval and not. So what's the difference when they don't do it, Punk? Your best friend's podcast, Punk was when you cannot, it's written on your face. Someone is you have written it yourself on your face. You can't just hide that. If you go back and look at his expression, I don't even know how much he was working. It's you can't not no sell that.
So caused a problem in the past.
Yeah. I just thought that was absolutely sensational. Roman Reigns having a bit of vulnerability about him, but the implied thing being, I will not do that again. You'll see what happens if that ever happens again. Swearing's always great. I'm not even being facetious. It is. And in WWE's defense and to their credit, they've always saved it for WrestleMania more often than not. So it's impactful. I remember CM Punk saying it to Jericho. You're a bull, Jericho. Don't know why you're saying it as a noun, but whatever. It was a bit weird, but this is just completely magnetic. Don't know what else they can say to each other.
No.
They don't necessarily need to. It's a shame it's February and what else is a shame, and that's April 19th and 20th. Great. I can't go again. But at least you just get deprived next year. That's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
That's a big takeaway.
That's a big takeaway.
Losing the end.
Yeah. Not just absolutely massive. It felt like an absolutely gigantic match.
Finn
And
Balor
I'll tell you what, though.
That's going on ice, can't he, at least? He can be like, well, you think you're doing another look at, you're not going to be taking the belt into wrestling.
Yeah.
That's some feel for him, isn't it?
Yeah,
in terms of
build that.
pausing this.
I tell you what, though, this Cody Drew McIntyre match, this time yesterday, it needed all the help it can get. It is the drawn out post SummerSlam program of the year, and they are doing it at WrestleMania after doing a blow-off match when Cody's starting to get booed in certain markets and Drew's a bit of a paper champion. That match did not need this. It really didn't.
On that topic, I'm not saying that this is a clue that it's not happening anymore. I still, like you say, I believe the reports that's at least was the intention when the reports came out, let's say. There's still time. Nothing's set on the SmackDown side of things. You could change the title. You could change who wins the chamber. You could, we don't even know who's in the chamber yet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, not necessarily this might influence it, but do you think there might be a groundswell of because I know that they don't necessarily listen to the outside noise a great deal.
They do. Way more than they let on.
This is inside noise.
Way more.
But yes,
inside
that's
noise.
what I was
This
going
is
to
the
say.
two top stars calling it out, for what it is. I can't wait for the response, whatever it is. You'd be looking on, thinking, rubbing your hands together if Drew's actually
I'm looking
you want to
forward to
shoot,
SmackDown.
cowboy? Yeah. Or he says nothing, and then that speaks louder than anything, doesn't it? If he's not permitted to go out there and say anything at all. That's made that scene more captivating for all the wrong reasons.
I'm going to watch it on Saturday morning instead of Wednesday evening.
Well, good news because you're reviewing it on Monday, so it's
I
fantastic.
have to do that.
Yeah.
He's off, isn't he? My Saturday morning routine, fed and breakfast. It's it's the perfect time to watch SmackDown.
Just piling the dirt on him now. I was already.
No, it's captivating for all the wrong reasons. It is absolutely captivating, that WWE title picture now. There's something else I was going to say about the Drew burial, but there'll be more days and weeks for that.
What were you going to say?
I can't remember. It was just I think it's probably something to do with the star nature of all of this. It was 2 weeks ago that you could have genuinely believed that Punk was out of the chase this WrestleMania season. Certainly Survivor Series. when he allowed himself to take the back seat to Cody and Roman.
Yeah.
And then even if he wasn't in it, and then he was asked to be in it because there's all politics around Roman and Cody and everything, he's like, yeah, I'll do business. You would think he's been fighting for this specific... He turns it on like that. Like, you would think he's been fighting for this spot for the last 6 months, and this was the night where he finally got to toast that.
He seemed checked out about a couple of months ago.
He was looking at the landscape, and it's sort of, he's got this Seth belt, and it's like, oh, I'll do whatever you need. And now he's in the main event tonight too, and promoing like his life depends on it, and it's just like, that's what he is.
Candid personal Roman was don't do it too often because it's powerful when you don't, but unbelievable work from him. Unbelievable.
Well, let us know your thoughts on Raw and all the fallout from it in the comments section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Well, actually, they can follow all four of us, sort of. You can follow Michael Hamflett at...
Michael Hamflett on Cameo, hamflettx@gmail.com.
Follow Michael Sidgwick at...
I'm Sidgwick.
Follow our brilliant producer, Adam Nicholas, at...
It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, as I said. Make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. The NXT preview. Coming your way later on
Gotta
today.
give the people what they want.
It's bubbling under you.
Yeah, I know.
But for now, this has been the Raw review. My thanks to Hamflett, Sidgwick, to Nicholas. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.